Thank you very much for joining the largest ever delegation to leave the shores of India. This is a landmark occasion for all of us from India. We have never seen this kind of enthusiasm to join a delegation going overseas, ever. And I tell you, there were at least 70, 80 more persons who wanted to join. But I was advised by Her Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Japan, Ms. Nagma, that there's no more potential to handle anymore. Thank you very much, Excellency, and to your team for all the wonderful arrangements and for a program which I realized barely leaves me time to do my yoga in the morning. I must express my gratitude to all the three main chambers of commerce and industry from India, Mr. Anand Goenka, President of FICCI, who has taken the initiative to bring all the three chambers and the membership of all the three chambers together. We have Mr. Nirmal Minda, the President of ASSOCHAM. We have with us Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, the Captain of Indian Industry, who is the Secretary General of CII, the largest chamber in India, Confederation of Indian Industry. We have Devin Narang, also from CII. You are from FICCI. And Dr. Suchitra Ella, who represents CII here today, along with all the other colleagues from the embassy and from many, many other chambers who have joined us today from across different regions of the country. Just to give you a little perspective before I get on to my comments, in this room of 200 Indian business persons, we have about 80 companies from northern India. We have about 68 companies from western India. We have 34 companies from southern India and about 28 companies from the eastern parts of India, only to reflect that a wide diversity has joined this delegation. I'm even happier to report to you, and I think contextually this will be necessary because we are looking to forge partnerships between your companies, more particularly your MSMEs, as my dear friend and colleague Anand Goenka just mentioned, in different areas of business. But the sectors that we have, who have joined this delegation, include companies from the aerospace, agri-tech, artificial intelligence, automotive, biotech, chemicals, clean energy, consultancies, different consultancies, lawyers and chartered accountants, consumer durables, defense sector, educational services, 7 companies from educational services, electronics, energy, engineering, financial services, food processing, gems and jewelry, healthcare, infrastructure of different sorts, the IT and ITES sector, leather and footwear sector, logistics, engineering, production of different sorts, different manufacturing companies, metals and mining, pharmaceuticals, real estate, textiles, and tourism. I personally have led many delegations over the 12 years that I've been in government. but such a wide span of sectors expressing interest to do business with Japan is a vote of confidence to our partnership for growth, as the booklet which I believe we have shared with everybody speaks of the India-Japan partnership for growth. As Mr. Goenka just mentioned, our leaders have declared this year as the India-Japan Year of Shared Horizons, marking 75 years of diplomatic relations. You are a little bit older. I believe Kedarren is 80 years old. No better moment than today to discuss our partnership into the future and how we see the next decade folding out, how we see growing collaboration and cooperation between businesses to further strengthen the strong partnership that our leaders share. We just had a very successful visit of Her Excellency, the Prime Minister of Japan, Ms. Takaichi Sane, last month. And that was the 16th annual summit between the two nations. 129 MOUs were signed, reflecting the depth of this partnership. And I believe no better organization than yours to implement the large potential between Japan and India. We already have a large number of Japanese companies working in India. I believe that this decade should see that number double from the current levels. I'm told that Kedarren represents 1,580 companies, 103 industry associations, 47 prefectures. I admire your size, but more importantly, I admire your motto, policy and action. And that's exactly where I see our partnership assisting the businesses on both sides through policy support and making sure that the journey of Japanese companies to India and Indian companies to Japan is smooth, is seamless, is profitable, and leads to the shared prosperity of the people of Japan and India. Friends, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a comment, and I'd like to quote, "Over the past 12 years, we've been transforming India's economic DNA by embracing Kaizen, which is an offering from Japan. We believe in the principle of continuous improvement, and we are looking at Japan being our partner in this journey as we progress from a $4 trillion economy today to a $30 trillion economy by 2047, when we celebrate 100 years of independence. It's an ambitious target, but 1.4 billion Indians are committed to make this happen. Our growth story, friends, is built on a virtuous cycle of growth. Reforms are helping us transform the India growth story. We are trying to remove friction, unlock enterprise, create opportunities and helping with a very strong thrust on building modern infrastructure, providing better services, and increasing the capabilities of Indian talent, Indian youth to serve the world. From a market of potential, we are moving to a market of opportunity. In fact, today, we have one of the youngest working populations anywhere in the world, with an average age under 30 years and expected to continue to be young for many, many decades. And if you look at just one success story of Japan, that is Suzuki, you will appreciate the journey that Suzuki has traveled in the last 4 decades, a journey during which we see today the largest and most profitable operations coming out of India. I'm told, I don't know whether it continues to hold true, but I'm told the market cap of Suzuki in India is higher than the market cap of the parent company itself. And this is the journey we would like to see 1,580 companies who you represent. And we would like to see 1,580 Suzukis being created out of India. Friends, there are several sectors in which India is taking leadership role. I'd like to share with you some of them to help you appreciate the large opportunity. We can talk of $10 trillion yen or look at expanding business relationships, but ultimately we'll have to get down to specifics. We'll have to get down to opportunities. We'll have to see how we can lead towards balanced trade that was mentioned by my friend Mr. Goenka. And some of the areas where I think we can offer you very attractive investment opportunities. And I'll only share 3 or 4 to give you a flavor of the India story. India used to be a land of different regional grids. After Prime Minister Modi came in 2014, we created one national electricity grid. Today, our electricity grid is probably the second largest in the world. Over 520 gigawatt, expected to become 1,000 gigawatt in about 7 or 8 years. Of course, our own electricity consumption is growing rapidly. But apart from that, what this provides you is a strong grid with significant redundancy, making it a very attractive proposition for data centers to be located in India. Because we can offer you 2, 3, even 4 layers of redundancy to ensure 24/7 uninterrupted power. In that grid of 520 gigawatt, 60% is clean energy, renewable energy, and growing at a speed by which we will grow to about 500 gigawatt of clean energy by 2030. We have also embarked on a massive plan to bring nuclear energy to India with a 100 gigawatt plan by 2047. This is in addition to the 500 gigawatt plan by 2030. And friends, as we move towards our own net zero target, this combination of low cost clean energy available 24 hours a day, we're investing significantly on storage systems, battery, pump storage, green hydrogen. All of these investments will help you run data centers 24 hours on clean energy with strong power backups, and importantly, data centers serving cloud services for foreign countries get a 100% tax break. There's no taxes to be paid until 2047. This makes India a compelling case to set up data centers, to set up your technology organizations for quantum computing, for artificial intelligence, for semiconductors, and the entire value chain of semiconductors. All of these with a large domestic market, and India opening the doors to the world with 9 free trade agreements signed in the last 4 years. 9 agreements covering $60 trillion GDP and 38 developed countries. In addition to what we had earlier, the Japan, Korea, ASEAN region is another $10 trillion. So today, India opens up the doors to preferential market access to $70 trillion of GDP. We are in negotiation with at least 8 or 9 other group of countries or countries which will add another $15 trillion. Basically, 75% of global trade will be covered through our free trade agreements, opening India to become a part of global value chains as a trusted partner. While I spoke about renewable energy and data centers with a large focus on nuclear, another very interesting sector is the space sector. We have opened up our space sector to private sector participation, enabling the world to reach space through India. In fact, we had a single startup in the space sector just a few years ago. Today, we have an open and thriving private sector space ecosystem today. One of our companies, Skyroot, I don't know if they have joined us in this mission. Skyroot sent out, is only the 3rd country in the private sector to send out a rocket, to launch a rocket into space, and they were successful in the first attempt. Now they are planning to do a rocket a month and working towards reusable rockets also. We have companies working on cleaning the debris in orbit. We have companies preparing satellites. Every aspect of the space sector we are promoting through greater private sector participation and have a single window clearance through InSpace, a government initiated body to support the private sector space foray into India. Friends, India is today the preferred destination for manufacturing. We have moved from assembly to design and fabrication, and now are focusing on research and development and innovation. In fact, innovation in India can be carried out at a fraction of the cost in the developed world. We have a huge pool of talent at very competitive prices. We have 1.4 million STEM graduates, science, technology, engineering and mathematics students. 1.4 million graduates coming out of universities in India every year, providing a huge talent pool to support the innovation and R&D activities of Japanese companies. We already have several Japanese plug-and-play infrastructure parks. We are happy to promote many more. We are currently setting up 20 industrial smart cities and are soon launching another 100 plug-and-play industrial parks, and will be happy to work with Japan to promote Japan-dedicated smart cities, industrial parks for your industry to feel at home, possibly set up Japanese restaurants and hotels, Japanese schools and hospitals, and maybe throw in a golf course for our Japanese friends who work there. Friends, India has focused on strengthening the macroeconomic fundamentals, and today our robust growth is backed with moderate inflation, resilient foreign exchange, strong big balances, greater policy predictability, and a very strong banking system supporting the growth that India is working towards. We are removing compliance burden and regulations to make policy and procedures simpler. We have removed 29 labor codes or labor laws and replaced them with 4 clear and easy to understand codes. Our infrastructure investment from the government aggregates $130 billion every year. And incidentally, in India, when we spend $130 billion, it's almost equivalent to spending $1 trillion in Japan, given the difference in our purchasing power parity. What costs you probably $10 in India will cost you $1.50 or $2. What costs you $10 in Japan may possibly cost you $1.50 or $2 in India. That's the comparative advantages of making infrastructure in India. We've doubled our airports, doubled our port capacity. Modern expressways are coming up across the country. As I said, all our utilities, water, electricity, our digital connectivity is amongst the best in the world. 5G through the length and breadth of India. In every respect, a country on the move, working to make it attractive for your businesses to come to India, to work in India, to invest in India, to manufacture in India, for India, and for the world. I invite all of you to join us, partner with our associations, connect the SMEs from India and Japan, ensure seamless journey to India, and we in government stand committed to work with each and every one of your stakeholders and your companies to make your India story a beautiful success story. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.